Roy starts off this hour in Hartford, Connecticut. Hi, Roy. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Ramsey. Connecticut wishes you well, and we hope you and yours are well.
Well, thank you, sir. How can I help?
Well, sir, this is kind of probably a different situation than you're used to hearing. I hear of these people that are afraid of paying the mortgage on their second and third house and all that, and if they work for, God bless them. Sir, I suffer from PTSD. I'm a 55-year-old male, and I haven't been in the workforce for a couple of years. I do what I can part-time. Most of my life, I've worked under the table. Sir, now I try to live off $690 a month off SSI, and I'm willing to work, and I'm just, wondering if I could ask you if there's anything else I could do to increase my income, or my future looks bleak. I'm going to be 70 in 15 years, and I don't want to be one of those men sitting on a park bench. I'm willing to work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, Mr. Ramsey?
So, absolutely, sure. So PTSD, you served in the service?
No, sir, it didn't. I'm not going to pretend that it came from a different source.
Okay.
I've also I've had mental health issues. I'm fine, but I've been diagnosed with major depression and things like that. Gotcha. But you know what? I still try to work, and I do good. But. Mm-hmm. I do home repairs, carpentry, painting, plumbing, and all that, and I pick up odd jobs now and then. But the little $200 or $400 a week I make on top of the $690 I get from my disability just doesn't make it. And Mr. Ramsey, I'm not one of those people. I don't want to run to the welfare office or the state office and stand in line and say, "Give me free money, give me a check, give me this."
I got you. Well, so, the good news is that you're willing. What you've got to do, I would suggest that you continue to look at what you're doing. What you're doing there with the odd jobs thing could really turn into something. I mean, I know one guy that makes about $100 a year doing that. But he's really grown the business. He's grown his clientele base. Obviously, he's grown his skills on the types of jobs he can do. But little minor repairs around a house, it's so hard to get reliable people to do that. Now, the trick the trick is for you to be reliable with some of the challenges you're facing. And so the good news about you doing this, the good news about you being self-employed on this is that you're the one that's in control if you get fired.
Yes.
That if you work at a job for somebody else and you have some of these issues pop up, you get fired, and that gets you into all kinds of problems, and you cycle in and out of Social Security, and man, that can really put a pinch on you. So I would think, if I were you, a self-employed thing where you control your destiny, because you have the initiative, you've just got the limitation of these challenges that sneak up and bite you in the butt sometimes, right?
Yes, sir, but they're non-predictable. It's not consistent.
I know.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll go like hell for a couple of months, and then some days I just can't move.
Yep. And so what I would do, what you've got to do is you have to create a thing with your clients where, given if you have a day you can't move, that you're not leaving some client out to dry that you promised to get work done for. And so you got to create relationships with the people you're doing work for that, you don't have to cry, you don't have to whine about it because you're not a whiner. You've made that real plain. But just say, sometimes I run into some issues and I'm not able to show up. And so I need you to know that if I'm telling you I'm going to be here, we're going to do this in the next 5 days, those 5 days may stretch out over 7. Or those 5 days may stretch out over 10. And in return for your patience, I'm going to give you a good rate on the work that I'm doing. And the work will be done right. It just may stretch out a little bit because I bump into myself sometimes. And just give yourself some wiggle room and don't set high expectations that you can't meet on scheduling. The good news is you can handle the scheduling, and then you can just sit down with somebody if you got a problem and look at them and go, this is what I'm facing, give me a couple days and I'll be right back in here, or whatever it is you got to do. But where you're self-employed, and again, the good news is that you're doing handyman stuff, it's just very popular to do that kind of work. And I could see the day that you get the thing growing big enough that maybe even you didn't need the Social Security. That could happen. So that would be my encouragement, is just to continue to do that and use the initiative that you've got, the fact that you're not lazy and that you don't want to be on the dole and you want to try to figure something out. Use that as your driving force. Use that as your internal motivation. And the other thing I would do is try to get some guys around you, maybe at your local church, that walk with you and give you just some encouragement. And also, the ones that'll kick you in the butt and keep you going. Dude, don't lose this business. You built it up. Don't lose it. And they just keep on you. You need a good coach in your life or two, and some good buddies around you at your local church is a good way to do that. Hey, thanks for the call. Anytime I can help, Roy, you call me. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show. So you have to break the cycle. You have to flip this thing on its head and make it behave. You've got to get so fired up and wired up that your broke friends think you've lost your mind.